Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We'll get started in just a minute. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started in just a minute. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started in just a minute. All right, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for joining. It is October 15th, and we are here on the 15th for 15 minutes. So today's topic is mass processing with quick create sets. So this is just for when processing data in relativity, going to kind of walk through some of the steps. So if you are familiar with setting processing sets, adding data sources, this is just a quick tip that you may be able to use to help you out. So there we go, perfect. So why run a quick create set? So basically, if you have you have many data sources, so let's say you get 50, 75 custodians, and they're named by folder. Essentially, what you can do is you can have it create the custodian off of the folder structure, assign it to the data underneath of that, and add it to a data source at one time. Uh, if you've set up processing sets before, you set up the processing set, you set up the data sources individually, and then you add them in one by one. It is a very long and tedious process. If you have 5, 7, or 10, sure, you do it by hand. If you have more than that, I would definitely consider using this quick create set. Um, so just really will save you a ton of time, and pretty quick, great trick that you have there as well. So how to go ahead and start a quick processing set. When you're on the processing set tab, there's that little drop down that you can hit. And the second option is quick create sets. And so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to want to provide a name. So you have a few different options there. And so you can have a processing profile to set up too. So that's going to have your processing settings for dedupe or time zone, all those lovely things. For our processing set options, kind of the next stage down, we're going to have our action on save. So when you click save on this screen, essentially what it's going to do, it's going to create the processing set or sets and then discover those files. It's going to skip inventory and go right to the discovering. If you do have the auto publish on, it'll then kind of continue that after. So definitely something that's pretty cool. The second option that you have there is to create processing sets and inventory files. So the inventory is the stage where you can run date filters, file type filters, file size filters, path filters before you go to that discover. So it can help kind of whittle down that data set that you have in an ECA platform or I guess review platform as well. And so it'll go ahead and kick that stage off, allow you to do those filters and then go to the discover process. And then lastly, third on the list, you have the create processing sets. So it'll go ahead and it'll create the processing set. We'll click inventory or discover. So you have two options beneath that for processing sets. You have a create processing set per data source. So if you have one folder, essentially per folder, it's going to go ahead and create multiple data sources, or I'm sorry, it's going to create one processing set under the first, and the second, it's going to create a single processing set. So add the many data sources underneath of that. The next option is entity, so you can define it as a person, like typically people think of it as like custodian. So your first name, last name. Other could be maybe like financial files or something kind of like a department, organization. It could be like a company name. And then the naming convention. So the way your folder structure is kind of created, you can do like a last name, first name, or a first name, last name. And so you can kind of see the option there. Enter in the delimiter, and then the source path, which we'll go over in just a few minutes. So essentially with that, we've got a few different pieces there. When you select the source path, you can select essentially your processing source location. If you all have access to this, you can select the folder that you want to create the action on, or you can select many different folders there. So we do have some other options, so you can see the source path, and then at the bottom of the screen, which I'll kind of cover in just a few minutes, it'll show you essentially what it looks like with the preview based on kind of all the settings that you have. When you go ahead and enter in that information, you can go ahead and click save and back, and so it's going to take you to that screen, kind of build everything that you have requested, and then it's going to take you to that processing set list. And so I'm going to jump in here and going to showcase the screen here real fast. So to get to that quick create set, you're going to essentially just go down here, click the drop down, and click on quick create set. And then just to kind of showcase what that looks like, you can see we have a few different pieces here. So we're going to enter our name. So maybe we want to just call this after today's date. Custodian data. Maybe you want to enter some kind of description of like it's collected from 365, from Google Cloud, some other kind of source that you have. Your different options that you have here. So I essentially want this deduplicated, which I definitely would recommend. Maybe you have an auto publish feature in here as well, so we'll go to the discover, then go to publish automatically. You have your create processing set per data source. We want these 3 custodians just under one processing source, so we'll go ahead and create those. And so you'll see down here at the bottom, we've already selected our processing source paths. We've got our name and our delimiter, which is the little dash, so you can see that listed here. And you can see essentially how it builds the naming structure for us here. So we have our names, and so you can kind of see a few other things there as well. So if we did have these just as individual names, we can remove the dash from the folder structure, kind of go from there. So you can see that there. And then we can click save and back, and it'll take us back to that screen. Really, just to recap, right? It's a great way to be able to build, many processing sets or add many data sources to one processing set, kick it off, run your inventory. If you skip that, go to your discovery and your publish, and have your data in relativity as quick as possible. So, just want to go ahead and just say thank you to everybody that joined. Definitely appreciate you taking the time, and I'll open it up to questions. Let me just pull up the chat real fast. All right, perfect. Here we go. So one of the first questions I have is basically just asking about, let me flip back to the relativity real fast. Yeah, so just to kind of note this, so you can create the processing set per data source. You can create a single processing set. So the single processing set is going to add these 3 as one to one processing set. Whereas if I click on this down here, you're essentially going to see, just build that out real fast. it would create multiple data sources there. Great question. So have a question here in the chat. Sorry, scroll up so I can see that a little bit more. Are there any limitations or challenges aware when they use quick rate processing sets for complex e-discovery cases? So it'll ingest anything that's inside that folder. So if you have Outlook PSDs, you have some other kind of container file, zip file, Word, PowerPoint, anything, it'll go ahead and ingest it. So it'll unpack it in relativity processing, and if it's a supported file, it'll pull out all the metadata, all the other information that you have within that file. So definitely something to be of note. And let's see, mobile data. Does it support mobile data? So directly, that's a few different points in that question. So it kind of depends. If you have mobile data, so really what you would like to do for relativity purposes is build out RSMFs. It's a proprietary format, relatively short message format. Essentially, you can kick out like the text conversations broken out by day, process those into relativity, and page one has some secret sauce to break those up, tie those together, which is pretty slick in the interface to kind of help you just kind of get through the data set a little faster, make it make sense, break it out a little easier into documents for folks to read. So definitely have some items there. All right, and let me know if anybody else has any other questions. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you all for coming. I greatly appreciate it. It's been a great Tuesday, October 15th. Thanks for joining the 15 on 15. Just a quick reminder for next month, we're going to be talking about ECA versus review workspaces in a quick 15 minutes. And 2025, of course, is right around the corner. We, of course, just hit Q4. If there's any topics that you all want in 2025 that you want to hear, we've got 12 months, got 12 great topics, but we want to pick the topics that are most relevant to you and your use cases. So whether it's relativity based, general about the e-discovery industry, something else you want us to talk about, please reach out. Click on the QR code on the screen with your phone. Just take your phone out, click the camera, hits a QR code, and it'll go ahead and magically send me some emails. So, and we'll go ahead and respond to them. So thanks again for your time. I appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day.